Could tap the elemental, but we'll do it this way. Fantastic. Good. Now on to the real work. You scratched it. We can't display it in this state. How do you know I scratched it, you fuck? It's under dirt. It might have been like that. It's fine. We both know you didn't really want to get that all that dirt under your nails. You're welcome. I did it all myself. Damn quest railroading me. Bring your own little sea slug friend. Best friend and wall pal. May or may not try and control your thoughts. We'll hide from orange birds. Reminds me of my pet Nero. He is scared of everything. You show him a crisp, he will hide from it. You show him a custard cream, he will hide from it. Show him a bag, he will hide from it. You show him a fig roll. He will recoil from these, and he's actually scared. I've scared him away with by waving a crisp at him. When he first saw snow, he was scared of it. But he'll lie on the sofa with his belly in the air, his paws up, up by his head, his paws up like that, his legs spread, and the giddy lap will be washing down there, down there on him, and he's just happy as Larry. The dog's going away goodo, and yeah, he's just happy as fucking Larry. He's scared of everything, but happy endings from the dog. He's up for that. Kind of went on a detour there, but yeah, I can never leave that die, because it's just like it's just really weird. Like, he's terrified of everything. Sometimes it's like he forgets who we are. We just come down the stairs and he's running and hiding, and we just walk down the stairs. I walk past him and he runs. Like, he's looking at me like he wants my attention. I go and pet him and he's falling away. It's not like I beat him 7 days a week. I might have tripped over him once because he ran under my feet, but he's brain damaged. Before we rescued him, all our pets are rescues. Little Nero we found on the road outside our place. 2 nights he came. Well, it was actually when I was recording WAD. I mentioned hearing a cat crying outside one night. The next night he was out crying again, and I heard him and we went out to catch him. It took a while. The little guy was wriggly and quick. He's really black, so it's really hard to see him late at night. But we managed to find him, and with food, he's a food slut, we managed to sorry, that's a joke we have on some of the pets. They'll do anything for food. You give them food and you can guzzle the crap out of them. You can, if they're being a nuisance in the sitting room, just wave a biscuit and they'll just run into the kitchen for you. Just, good as that. But yeah, anyway, we rescued him off the road. Turns out he'd gotten hit in the head at some stage before we had done so. As a tiny little kitten, only a couple weeks old. So, I know with baby skulls, if you hold them too rough, human baby skulls, if you hold them too roughly, it causes irreparable brain damage. And he got a wallop bad enough to permanently damage one of his eyes, so he can't actually judge distance too well. So you see him tapping his paw into the bowl of water to judge how high the water is, and he'll wiggle his head a ton to judge the distance if he's jumping. I can't remember exactly what he does. It's been a while since I saw him do it. I think it is wiggle his head a ton to judge distance, but and you can see his eye, the pupils are different shapes. I figured previously, and it's pretty much confirmed now, that he's brain damaged. That wallop he got, did a number on his head. So it's quite possible that he is actually literally forgetting us every once in a while. You know, the poor little bab. So, anyway, that was a detour. I didn't mean to go on it, but Nero's precious. He's an utterly adorable cat. I have some pictures of him up on my Twitter account. You may have to go back a bit, especially by the time this is released. He's precious. And you can guzzle the crap out of him. He's a slob of a cat, which is fantastic. There's some cats and they're like all prim and proper and standoffish, but he just loves cuddles and attention. Like he will jump up onto the sofa, up onto the armrest where Mom is, and he'll cry and start talking to her, and then he'll throw himself like down between Mom and the armrest, and his tail up onto her shoulder, and he's just like pressing himself into her, and then he'll like force his way onto his lap and just sit down with her and start watching the TV with her, or start watching her show on the laptop. He's an utter little pet. He just sits down with you and watches the show with you. He's such a good little cat, and he's so cute. You can just guzzle the hell out of him. Like I've like, you know, just like on his back, just before his tail. If you rub there, he'll just like fling himself down onto the ground. It's like his Achilles heel. You just rub there, and he just starts going with it, and then he just like flings his front half down onto the ground. He's like slapped his head off the table before because he just gets really into it. No wonder he's brain damaged, actually. And the one time there, I'm thinking of, his ass was still up, but he just slapped his shoulders off the ground, and head or whatever. But yeah, he's a comical little cat. He's so precious, though. So affectionate and loving. You can just grab him and cuddle him, you know? But yeah, best buds with the big giddy lab, but terrified of custard cream. But if you give him a scone, he'll love it. He's so weird. So weird. Mum showed him a bit of chocolate earlier. Not for him to actually have, but just to see how he reacts to it. It was still in its bit of wrapper. Maybe that's what scared him, but he actually recoiled from it. Maybe it was when he actually sniffed the chocolate. But yeah, he recoiled from it. Nero for you, you know? He's just a weird little kitten. He's not a kitten anymore. He's a few years old. Like I said, I found him towards the end of WoD. It was still a bit before the end, but still around then. He looked like a little bat as a kitten. He was precious. But he's still precious now. He's a big fluffy guy, you know? So good, except when he gets these, wild hair up his ass and decides to menace the other two cats. One of them is a real old cat with a dodgy heart. She's one of the oldest in the house. I think she's like 11. She's up there with her dog, Lily. And that's Zen. And he also menaces Annabelle, who's a quiet little cat. She's really small. She's not one of the hobbit cats, but she's still smaller than a cat should be. We'd gotten her a bit early. They were said to have been older than they actually were. We realized that afterwards, given how I don't know what tipped us off, but my mum was saying that she realized that they must have been younger than we thought when we initially got them. So it could have been that or who knows what, but they ended up smaller than they probably should have been. So I always called them, midget cats or something. I can't remember my name for them. It's been a while since I said it. But yeah, we took Annabelle and her brother, Mr. Meowgie. I named him after SSOHPKC's cat, Mr. Meowgie. Because I quite like that name, I have to say. What am I saying? But yeah, Annabelle's a really small cat. She's not really up to Nero's antics, so when he starts off, he's a right menace to her. But beyond, when he has those fits, he's a really placid, lovable cat. Like, there's no ounce of malice in him, He's just too friendly and giddy, Like, some cats, they'll show you their belly, then you go to pet them and they start clawing you and kicking you like Zen does. He loves the pets. He just lets you pet him. I was guzzling the crap out of him one day. Thankfully not literally. I'd have hit the fucking ceiling if it was. and like I have pictures of him like on my Twitter, I'm just showing you the belly, and it's like little patches of white on him, like black cat, but a few patches of white. And you can just guzzle him, and he'll try and play with you a bit, but that'll be it. Utter placid little thing, so precious. I should make a video sometime with him in it, like with my phone's camera. Probably better with my mum's phone, because my phone's kind of gone to shit. But anyway, yeah. Basically, I'm just fawning over him here. I apologize. I love the little guy. He's, like I said, he's a slob of a cat, and I love cats like that because you can pick him up and hug him and love him and just call him George, Animaniacs. Or, one of those shows. And, with the prim and proper ones like Zen, she rends you. Trust me, I've got plenty of cuts all over me over the years from her. Certainly Nero has cut people before, but it's been, under extenuating circumstances. Like once he got stuck in the radiator upside down, he kind of had a freak out. I think Mom's actually still scarred from it. But anyway, sorry. I'm like one of those parents who can't shut the fuck up about their kid, Except my kid is, on 4 legs and a cat. Well, to be fair, well, I was going to say if he was on 2 legs and a cat, we'll be concerned. Fucking cat boys. Anyway. Oi, since your hands are already dirty, what do you say we make a deal? I give it to you straight. There's a relic here called Bread Tabala. I don't know who Tabala is or why the Alliance wants its bread, but there's a hefty sum of gold in it for me if we deliver. That means there's something in it for you too, if you get my meaning. I've started a survey with me equipment, but I haven't got any results yet. Go on, check go on out into the ruins and give the boxes you see a little kick to hurry things along. If you overlook a flaming beard for a moment, I got business with you. I'm hoping that someday I can stumble upon a Scottish accent. As time's going on, I'm discovering I have a bigger and bigger range. And, I just randomly start filtering into accents. Also, I noticed if I just put my jaw off to one side, sometimes I start filtering into other accents, other voices that I can't normally do. Normally I just do gestures or, just my vocal cords. But if I, put my jaw, dislocate my jaw, I can start doing other ones. Once it starts sounding like Nixon. Or at least Futurama Nixon. I question how accurate it is. Impressions tend to be exaggerated to one degree or another. So then you do an impression of the impression, and it's probably exaggerated in some capacity as well. Like its own capacity potentially. Paladin supremacy. I'm gonna go with a welcome. It just. It's so easy for me to just natter casually with G because it's a video. I'm talking to my monitor, I'm talking to the wall. I'm not really talking to ye, but I'm talking directly to another person in real fucking time, It's terrifying. I'm so shy. It's a fucking mental illness. Trust me, it's not my only one. Like, seriously, mental health is an important thing. If you do suffer with it, mental illness, seriously, look into getting help. It's hard to manage alone. But to be fair, I'm going to be cynical here for a moment, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I'll say it nonetheless. Sometimes the help is worse than the illness. I was having a rough time a while back. Then I got antidepressants. I was fine on the 20 milligrams, moved up to 40. As I was told, after a week or two to move up to 40. If I was doing fine, moved up to 40, and my head went to shit. I was having issues, so I stopped taking it. I went to my other doc, and I got new tablets. Then I started having issues on those too. And but the first tablets are still bothering me. I had an old issue, and it's after digging it back up. I'd pretty much dealt with it, not fully, but it still niggled at me. But it was relatively out of commission. And now it's back in full flare, and my head's gone to utter shit. I've been terrible for the last few days. I'm better now, but it's still really bugging me. And I would say it here. Like I've said my things before, I have an issue with compulsive honesty. I've always feel like I have to be absolutely precise or someone's going to go ballistic at me for not doing it. It's a thing I picked up as a kid, because I knew a lot of cunts. I'll be blunt. And I've never quite shook it. And in a lot of cases, honesty's a good thing. I just have an issue with being not too honest. But anyway, I would say it, but it's a hard thing to explain. Because it's not a bad thing, it's a thing that's difficult to explain. I don't really understand it myself. Part of the issue is I can't tell if it's, like, basically I've gone through a lot, so I can't tell if the issue's what I think it is, or maybe my mind, like, me having issues in a way that's masquerading as another thing. It's like you think your foot's impaled, but it's actually on fire. You know, it's kind of like that, but the fire is masquerading as a spike. And it's doing a convincing job of it. I'm not very good with examples. Similes, parables, or metaphors. I'm not very good with any of them. I tend to be really shit at them. Like, you know, a parrot pretending to be a dog. You know? So yeah, gibberish. I don't know, I'm feeling giddy right now, so I'm just like, say whatever. So yeah, I would say it, but it's just friggin' hard to actually explain. Because it's a nebulous thing. To be honest, it may, given how I've said I've gone to people before, like psychologists and counselors and whatnot, trust me, I've gone to a list, probably more than 5 in total. Actually, Christ, let me think. Seven. From counselors to psychiatrists. I might be missing 1 or 2. But the ones I've talked to about this, to be honest, they seem as confused as I am about it. They just like to put on professional air about it. So, yeah. Sadly, while they're professionals, they're still human. You know, they aren't, you know, they don't have, like, divine knowledge about shit. As much as anyone may claim to have it, you're human. No one really does. We're all making shit up as we go along and hoping we can muddle through it. I know I do that plenty. So, anyway. You know, being blindingly blunt aside, blindingly overly honest aside, let's work on this. I suppose I owe the last or bones if I'm willing to be monopolizing your time, and I will be. Go on out into the ruins and use this stone to call one of my rumbly elemental friends. They'll blast away any dirt between you and the fossils. We could go about this the old-fashioned way, but do you really want to spend all day digging? Of course you don't. Arcadia will see that a little efficiency gets everyone what they want.
Watch, get her back.
Name's Acadia Chiselstone. I'm on behalf of the Explorers League, and let me tell you, I've never seen a fossil this big in my life. I've seen bigger. I want me boys out and really to take my boys out and really dig our picks in. But every scout I've sent into ruins has come back half malted at. Some didn't come back at all. From what I can tell, the ruins are home to more than just spiky grass eaters. Do you think you could be a peach and tinder numbers a bit? I'd caution you against tampering with the local ecology and all, but in the interest of not getting eaten, I think I'll let you make the call. So yeah, let's work on these for a bit. Well, actually, wait, no. Let's not get distracted here. Let's, we'll do these in a bit. Let's go get the Loa Loaf. The Loa Loaf. I'm actually really annoyed that we don't have any quests in the other place. Because, like, I can get, you know, the Horde having their things, but I would like to see some expansion on the story.